Greetings folks, my name is Anto and today I've got a really quick video for you giving you some Foundry tips on how I set up my combats as the GM to create more variety in my enemies. So I've got a map set up here that's made in Dungeon Draft using the Crosshead Studios asset pack. It's been exported as a universal VTT, so if we go ahead we can see that there are walls and doors and windows all set up properly, and I've got a couple of my player tokens in here and I want to populate this map with a couple of enemies for a combat encounter. Now the way that I do this is I use the D&D Beyond importer module. So I jump over here, click on D&D Beyond monsters, and for this example I want a couple of knights. So I've already gone ahead and searched for knight here and I'm just going to drag them straight onto the map. You'll see it will give them the appropriate token size and link them to their stat blocks automatically. Now what I'll often do is if I have a combat that has several enemies that use the same stat block, I like to go ahead and make their tokens and their names unique to make the players feel like they're facing a variety of foes rather than just one simple stat block. Foundry makes this really easy to do. All I have to do is go over to one of my tokens here. Let's choose this knight, right click on them so that we get this radial menu. Hit the little cog icon, that will bring up the token configuration for that particular knight. And you can see I've got options for identity, appearance, vision, light, and resources. The two that we're primarily concerned with today are identity and appearance. So we're going to go ahead in token name, we're just going to delete knight and call him Dave, Knight Dave. And then we're going to jump over to appearance and you can see that we have image path. This allows us to change our tokens, so we can go ahead and click here. I have a selection of tokens from Forgotten Adventures that I like to use, so I'm going to go through here and find these, making sure that the toggle grid view is on so I can actually see my tokens, and I'm going to choose one that I like. So I'm going to grab this crossbowman here, select file, and then I could also change the sizing of this creature if I wanted to. So sometimes in the heat of battle someone will cast it in large or reduce, or you might want to bring in the token for a monster or use its stat block but have it be a large creature instead. Here you can do that. You can change the tokens to be 2 by 2 in the grid, update that, and you can see we now have a giant man inside our house. Or we can go back in, change that to 1 by 1, hit update token, and that will change. You can also change these token sizes based on non-square dimensions, so I could make this 2 wide and 1 high and it will increase our footprint here. This is really useful for things like horses, carriages, anything that doesn't have a square footprint. So there we are, I've gone ahead and changed both those tokens, and now instead of 2 generic knights, we've got Bob and Dave, the Valiant Guard. And this is just really useful for helping your players believe more in your world, because instead of facing 2 generic faceless knights, they're facing 2 people with names, with custom tokens. It gives a little bit more weight to that encounter, to those people, and helps the players feel like there's more variety in the world. And there we have it, a really quick one for you today folks. I hope that you found it helpful. I'd love to know what other aspects of Foundry you'd like me to cover down in the comments below, and don't forget to check out my video on that module that I was talking about, that D&D Beyond importer, which is the main reason that I switched over to Foundry from Fantasy Grounds. But until next time, happy gaming.